Welcome to our Trade to Developer podcast. My name is Suzanne Elsey.
My name is Craig Shields, and we've often been asked to share how we've transitioned from trade to developer. We're now ready to reveal all. So this episode's all about networking and how important it is to both of us, as considering we've formed our business through networking and met through networking. I'll let you go, Suzanne, and I'll tell a little bit of my story about how I started networking and why it was important to me, but yourself?
Yeah, so it was something I really didn't want to do, being quite introverted and shy. The last thing I wanted to do was walk into a room of people I didn't know. But actually, I found everybody there to be quite welcoming and friendly and genuinely interested in what I did and how they could help. And not all networking is like that, but certainly in BNI, which we're both members of, that's how I found it. I have been to other networking events that were purely property related, where they've got their little cliques of people and people will come up to you and just thrust a business card at you. And not even ask what you do, just like, will you buy from me? So that can be a bit daunting. But what I found is people genuinely want to get to know you, like you, and trust you. And when they do that, you'll get a lot of referrals from that. So for me, it's from when I started networking, it's always been the door of opportunity being open. And it's up to you whether you take it or not. Obviously meeting yourself through BNI, also various other things that have happened because of it. BNI, the people I use now for a lot of our business related stuff. You know, I went through 4 bookkeepers before I found my bookkeeper, and each time they did something quite major wrong that actually put me back months, not just a few hours, but months and months of time trying to sort out a problem that they'd generated. So being able to trust that person with whatever job you're giving them or task that you're giving them is really, really important.
Yeah, because people think just networking is about what am I going to get out of it work-wise, but that's just
it's not at all. No. A lot of it's about collaboration.
Yeah.
And not just forming new businesses, but basically appearing like your business is bigger. As you said before, you know, you have that perception is that you have a much bigger company than people first think.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. I think also it's those chance conversations that you have. So particularly with people going from trade to developer, you are going to need money from people. Unless you've got a big pot of money yourself or a huge amount of equity in your property, you are going to need to be credible to other people to basically ask for money. Or offer them the opportunity to invest with you. So being able to be known, liked and trusted, and not just rely on people finding you for business because they've Googled local businesses. You've got to be basically a go-to person, and having a network around you and being that person initially in the local community that people know that you know everybody. They're going to ring you and go, who do you know that does this? That will set you apart.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I resonate to that massively, especially from being the trades, is that I was on Google, I'm on Google, and we was on platforms like Checker Trade, My Builder and stuff like that before, but I always generally thought when I got a referral through BNI, it was a warmed up lead. So when I was talking on one of the other podcasts about when you get there first of all, and the clients question you, is that I'd find that if it's a warmed up lead from BNI, I'd get there and be like, oh, Dave said that you were coming round, and there's a little bit of a conversation that's been had before that they don't know you and they've just picked you out of the yellow pages and you're just new coming round. So I resonate with that massively. And also with my journey with networking when I first started was my father-in-law took me to BNI and I didn't have a clue what it was about. And I was there for 6 weeks. You have to get up and present. So I couldn't do that. It was one of the biggest fears I had. I was 21 and I couldn't do it. But as soon as I got that work out of it and I was given that little slip at the time, I got that and then I had the buzz for it. And where for me as a trades, I walked into a room full of suits. That's all I could see. I could just see suits everywhere. Like, well, what do they want? What are they going to want from me? Like, what can I offer to them and stuff like that? And that was that big mindset for me. But then I done a job for them, and then someone stood up and said, "Oh, Craig's done this job for us, and it was amazing." They read a testimonial out, and it gives you a lot of confidence. And then you do your 10 minutes, and you start presenting, and it gives you a lot of personal skills as that through networking. So I done that, and I grew 2 businesses through that, from being just a couple of us to being 15 of us. And then I grew my second business with CS Carpentry, and I grew that through. I grew the family-run business with my brother-in-law through networking and my mother-in-law, and then I went and done it for myself. I moved area. I moved from southeast London down to Kent, and I changed B&I chapters, and I walked straight in, and my first referral was from a guy, and he basically said to me, "Oh, you're going to have this referral. I know you've not signed up yet, because I know that you're not meant to give them out until you've signed up, but because you've been a B&I member for 8 years, because you did a job for me, and I know you're going to sign up." So it was like, I walked into an area where I've never been before, got a job, and then all of a sudden it just trickled from there. And one of my other, and you can go networking, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I've been networking for like 8 or 9 weeks and 2-3 months, and I had nothing out of it." I genuinely found is that obviously it takes about a year for people to know you, first of all, and you've got to build them relationships. And also it just takes them one golden ticket. So I had a guy that he just said, "I work for a developer," and he said that they've lost their carpenters yesterday. Any chance you can have a chat with him? So I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." We ended up getting we built 18 houses from it, and it was through him just saying that I work for somebody. They're looking for saying they need your help, but I'm not going to recommend you because it's through B&I. And then that's what started my journey as well. So for networking with me, it's sort of like personal development as a trade, to walk into a room full of suits and actually feel important and not feel like I have to wear. So everyone knows me at networking, I still go networking in shorts.
Yep.
So you can still do it. It doesn't matter. You can go in your work stuff and just feel
clean work stuff.
Yeah. And the personal development, and then obviously getting work at it. But most importantly for our developments is you, like you said, using trusted trades in there. Is that you got to look at that electrician every week in the eyes. So he can't know where to run. They're going to give you, if they're going to be turning up every single week, presenting their business every single week. That means they're serious about their business. The ones that are not going to come, they're the ones that you don't want turning up to your jobs. So from our point of view, it actually makes project managing really easy. And you've actually got a structured breakfast meeting with them every week in the diary, which they have to be to, which you're not telling them to be to. They're just naturally there. So
you've got a bit of accountability wrapped in there.
Yes, accountability wrapped in there. Yeah, and it's just, it works so well. And there's plugging B&I, that is, because it's a big part of our businesses. And obviously we've done a lot of property networking, getting involved. So being niche within your businesses, there's lots of networking out there for whatever trade you're in. And obviously the property side of things for us was being around people that do property. And that's one of the reasons why my passion was for setting up the Trades Developer Masterclass was about, and I said it time and time again, tradesmen are not enough tradesmen are doing property themselves. And you go to these property events and they're there networking, and actually they want trades to come to the room so they can use them. So that's how I first went to the one of the property events in the local area. An architect said to me, "Craig, come along. There's loads of people doing property. You'll pick up loads of work." I went, I sat down and I listened, and I was like, actually, I think I'll do the property for myself. But I still go back to that network, and big part of it as well, members of it as well, and it's been a big thing for us.
It's taken us 7 years to make the transition from working with clients through to developing our own portfolio, and we can speed that up for you. If any of this resonates, please do register now, and we can help you transition yourself from trade to developer in just 12 months.
Like people say, you leave your card on the local shop, newsagent's window and stuff like that. Your local people know you from just networking locally, but to broaden out and network in the bigger community where we're in Kent, and there's I think there's 11 or 12, maybe more, B&I chapters that you can reach out to, and if there's any help, like chimney sweep, there's one in there being B&I, you can find him, you know he's been recommended. Little niche businesses like that you can just tap into and use when you need to. It's been great for us. And then And then obviously one of our deals came through, our latest deal that we did at the moment came through because we've done a joint venture on converting a pub into 5 flats. So we've done one of them, and everyone thinks that we do pubs.
Yeah, they do.
Which is okay, because everyone wants to pass as a pub that's closing down. So because it was spoken through networking, and we spoke about it, that we'd done this pub, we turned it into flats, that we had a referral through B&I. That I've driven past this pub, it's shut down, and I thought of you. That's what, on a Sunday, that's what she thought. And then a week later, she actually found out that the person selling it was in B&I. So put us together. We went down there, and I met Michelle. She won't mind plugging her business. Michelle I spoke to on the doorstep, and we went in and spoke to the vendor at the time. And because I've told her I've been in B&I for 15 years, she vouched for me to say he's been in the network that I'm in for 15 years. I don't know him personally, but I know that he's serious about his business. He's not going to muck you about. And they had someone else coming down to view the property later on, and he actually agreed it with us a couple of hours later on the fact of that, one, I got down there quick, and two, that the network that we was in supported us in giving us credibility of what we do and that we're serious with it. So, and ever since then, people were just like, oh, I've seen that property, I'm thinking of you on that property. So, and they're going to come up because it takes time. Obviously, I was in B&I's trades for a long while and then flipped from being a trades to a developer, and it's taken about a year for now people to start actually taking on the board that, oh, we can offer you a good return on investment, and we can give you properties that you're going to look into about turning them into a home. So it is all about, you got to be in it for the long game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Networking, and it's not about what you're going to get out for it per business, it's what you're going to get out of it for personal and what you can use in it. The more you're using it, the more then you will get back, I believe. Do you not?
Yeah, I think you've also got to be looking out for other people and passing work to them, which actually becomes easier because, again, you get to know, like and trust them, and suddenly you'll hear the right buying signals, you'll introduce people. So that happens quite naturally.
Yeah, you get the family, go, oh, ask Craig, he knows somebody.
Exactly. You become the go-to person all the time. I used to get clients going up, Suzanne, do you know someone that does this? So, yeah, quite easy to do, really. But it's really, really important. I think if I was still running my business the same way I was 7 years ago, basically, I wouldn't have a business now. No. It saved my business. That's the first thing to say. But also, you can't sit there and wait for the clients to find you. There's so many people out there. You have to be proactive. You have to stand out from the crowd. And by going out and networking and talking to people that can be your sales force for you, it's the easier way to do it.
Well, that's one of our mottos, isn't it? Get up off your ass and go and do it.
Yeah.
It goes with networking and going out and looking for properties. Like I said, said in one of our other ones with the deal, is that it only happened because we went and done it. So actually, by being proactive and doing it, but buying back your time in other places that you can do that, but making sure that the networking is top of the list, because I wouldn't see my business without networking personally. Thank you all for listening, and thank you all for your support, and please subscribe to the upcoming podcasts.
Just remember the famous quote from Henry Ford: if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.